everybody, and welcome to Robin's house. Today we're working on the Hello Darlin cards, and one of the cards is this really cool Z card. Now, technically I consider this kind of card to be a Z card, so maybe I would call this a double Z card. But I just wanted to show you real quick how to do it so you could do it on your own. So I made a little cheat sheet cutting guide. So you can see you need your trimmer and your embossing tool or your scoring tool. And then you take a 4 1/4 tall piece, because that's how tall a standard card is. And then you score it in two places. So you can see that I can score it like this. I've got it at 2.75, 5.5, and 11 inch. You've cut it. Or you could do it at 5. And I prefer this way because then I know my card base is the correct size, and then everything else moves out from there. So you could do it from either way. So score at 5.5, 8 1/4, and then cut it again at 11. So that's the big piece. And then the small piece, you can cut from however you choose to do that, 2.75, 5.5, and cut it at 9.75. Or how I prefer to do it is cut the big one first and then the little chunks. So 4 1/4, 7, and cut it at 9.75. So either way, you have those guides here, but I just wanted to show you how to do it in real life. So you take your trimmer, and yes, this is the trimmer that I normally use for glitter paper, and it has a bad blade, but I switched the blade out to a good blade so I can cut white daisy. And then, so all you do is you cut your 4.5 inch paper. And I'm gonna have to extend my arm out here. So I know based on my cheat sheet here that I have to cut it at, or not cut it, so get your blade out of the way. Score it at 5.5. And then score it again at 8 1/4. And then I'm going to cut it at 11. So that's why I love these trimmers so much, because the scoring capability, and then instead of scoring, you just cut. So now you have your card and then your fold. So this card goes like this, and it's going to be just like this, like the Z fold that I showed you initially. Then we have to do the inside piece. So I have my 3.5 inch piece. On this one, I'm gonna cut at 4 1/4, like that first one. Oh, not cut. Shame on me. I'm gonna score it at 4 1/4. Move it down to 7. You can see that I score it twice. I used my biggest ball on my embossing tool, and then this one has the perfect track. My rail cutter, the track is just too big, and my ball just goes right through and it tears my paper. So when you find a scoring trimmer that you like, I just use it over and over. And then we do this one at 9.75. And then we cut it. So now I have, and I gotta fold it in and fold it down. So now I have this new piece. Now they're gonna go in opposite directions. So when you take your main piece, so this one, you've got two Z's, big Z and a little z. This one's actually going to flip over. And so it's going to be the big side, little side, little side, big side, little side, little side. And so what's going to happen is you'll lay it down, and you're going to glue it only on this back side. So you'll put glue on there and then lay it where you want it to be, nice and in the middle, which I probably should have used 2 different colors, but that it is what it is. And then once that's glued, you're going to want to glue here. So you could just glue the outer side of this and then the inner side of this and push it down, and that will be just fine. So that when you're done, there we go. We have a double Z fold card. So super easy. And then I'm always one for cheating. So I'm going to show you how to cheat as well. So get your blade out of the way. And what I'm doing is I'm scoring 2 of these folds at one time, because then I don't have to score it 4 times. I only have to score it twice. So I'm going to score. And also, if you do it on the full sheet, you're probably going to want to take your blade out, because the scoring will get in the way. So if you don't want to keep taking your blade out, maybe this isn't a grand plan, but it's a grand plan if you're going to make thousands of these. So 5 1/4 or 5 1/2, and then we go to 8 1/4. And then when we go to the next one, it's 11. So I'm going to go to 11. And now I'm going to put my scoring or my cutting blade right back in there. And I'm going to cut. And now that I've scored already, I can cut it at 4 1/4. And I can cut it at 4 1/4. There we go. So now I have 2 sets of cards, at least the big one, already ready to go. I'm curious. The folds are the same. Look at that. So these folds are already ready. So I can take it and cut it at 9.75. And then it needs to be 3 1/2. So wow, we got 3 cuts out of doing this one time. And I didn't even need to cut it again. So this one happens to be the exact same dimensions of these other folds. So all I needed was to cut this 4 1/4 and it was done. That was amazing. So all that was a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I got 2 big Z's and 1 little Z out of it. So that is awesome. But I hope you make this card, because it is super cute. And I can just imagine if you use different colors of paper on each layer. I mean, I just did a simple white because of the red, white, and blue, of course, it's very attractive, but oh, the possibilities for this super fun double Z fold card. So thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting.